Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, perfect. Okay, let me intro you.
Oh, okay. Did you already do it?
No, I didn't do it, but let me intro you. We are good. We're good now. Okay.
Okay. I'm like, I can't hear anything.
Okay. All right, guys. Welcome to our team call tonight. This is fun. We've got some different faces on here. It's fun to combine with Erin's team. I'm excited to have everybody here. So just a little background for those of you that don't know Erin. She is a coach on from our bigger team, Team Forward Fitness, and we all kind of come from that same team family. So that's how we know Erin. I had the privilege of spending the last we went on a couple big trips together this last month. We went to Puerto Vallarta together, which was amazing. It was the team leader retreat. And then we also had an opportunity to go to the 5-Star Diamond and Above Leadership Conference in Vegas together. And we got to drive together. So I got to spend some time with Erin, which was great. It was so fun to get to know her a little bit better. And like I said, Erin is a 5-Star Diamond coach. She's a mom of 3. She lives in Utah. But the thing that has impressed me most about Erin, getting to know her, we were on our way down to Vegas, and she had a call with a new client. And on the call, just the things that she said to her, in my brain, I was like, this is how we need to treat every single person that we're working with. And a little background on Erin, she's actually a personal trainer. And so she has really studied, like how how to help these people specifically. And I think that's something a lot of times as coaches we overlook. And so after hearing her talk on the phone, I said, Erin, I would love you to do a team call about this. And here she is. So I know whatever she says tonight is going to be super valuable for all of us. I know that me personally, I can always use help on my people skills and connecting with my people and really helping them out. So I'm excited. And Erin, take it away.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. So yeah, like Breezy said, I was a personal trainer before. And, well, I still am, I guess. I still train people, but I went to school and a lot of my classes were communication skills and basically learning how to read body language and tone of voice and really connecting with people that way. And so actually when I was really hesitant to schedule that call on our drive to Vegas, because it's always scary to have somebody who's been longer, in Beachbody longer than you. And so anyway, before I jumped on the call, I said, you can critique me, tell me what I'm doing wrong, tell me what I can do better, please. I would love to use this as a learning experience. And then when I got off, she was like, yeah, you totally need to do a team call for my team. So I took that as a huge compliment. And I always forget that, yeah, this is something that I've learned. This is something that, I did study in school. So I should share it. So here we are. Here we go. So a lot of it is just connecting with people and meeting people where they're at. I think a lot of times we put it in, go Ella, so you can go to bed. Yeah, you need to go to bed. Please. I'll come snuggle you in a minute. Hurry. Okay, it's fine. Okay, she'll fall asleep on my lap. Okay, so we need to meet people where they're at. We need to, not everybody's going to be perfect. Not everybody's going to be exercising as long as us. And I think everybody knows that. And just because I'm a personal trainer and I have a health and fitness background doesn't mean that you need to be. And actually, I almost feel like it's more of a hindrance than a benefit for me, because I feel like people expect a lot out of me and they expect that perfect, like, oh, well, they don't even compare. They can't relate to me type of a thing. And so I feel like those of you who have never had a health and fitness background, studying and all of that stuff, and you're just a mom who's awesome and struggling with mom life and all of that stuff, I feel like you guys can relate to these people a lot more. So don't feel like you need to go and get health and fitness background by any means. And if you want to, totally cool, but don't feel like you have to. So when we meet people, Or when we reach out to people, of course, we do our reach outs and we do our follow-ups and we, invite them and we do all of that, right? So after you do all of that stuff, and you can still sense that they're hesitant, like you get to the place where you're wanting to give them the price so that they'll purchase, but they don't really ask for it. And so you're just trying to find the, yeah, just go. She's going to cry and you just need to take her. Okay. Sorry. It's bedtime. She's a mama's girl. Okay. So you need to really explain what you have to offer and why it will benefit them. But even if you feel like in the messages that they're a little hesitant and you're getting to that price point and you're like, okay, well, I don't really know like what else to say. And at that point, I'm usually like, so do you have any other questions? Like hoping that they'll be like, yeah, well, how much is it? Right? But a lot of times that doesn't happen either. And they're like, nope. And you're like, okay. So at that point, I usually say, you know what, let's get on the phone and chat. Because when I can talk to them on the phone and I can hear their tone of voice and I can hear their hesitation in their voice, that really, really helps me. And I know how to steer it from there. Messages are so vague. Voice messaging is okay too. I don't know about you, but I don't have a lot of people that will voice message me back. So I voice message, but they don't voice message me back. And so it's still really hard to kind of read through the lines. So if they are willing to get on the phone with me, I feel like I can really connect with them a lot better that way. And getting on the phone and like scheduling stuff is not my favorite. I would rather just do it when I can and it's convenient. And, when I get back to them, I get back to them. But that doesn't always work. So for those people who are hesitant, I always try to get them on the phone. So, so I have 5 points that I want to talk to you about tonight. So the first one is when you get them on the phone. So you schedule a time, you get them on the phone, make the phone call about them. It is not about you. You always ask them questions. Ask them about their goals. Ask them about what exercise they've done before, or if they're exercising now. Ask them what injuries they've had, or if they have any health-related issues. Because sometimes if you don't ask that question in the middle of the group, say they do end up signing up in the middle of the group, they're like, oh, I have a bum knee, so I can't do that. And you're like, wait, why didn't you tell me that before? Like, I wouldn't have picked this program for you, right? So really try to connect with them and ask them what health issues they've had. Not that you have to be their doctor, but if they have a bum knee, obviously you're not going to pick Shift Shop, right? That's not going to be a good program for them, all that jumping and all those squats. So just be selective in the workouts that you choose for them. Ask them about their nutrition. How is their nutrition? Have they followed a meal plan before? If they have, awesome. Ask them about it. How did it work for them? Did they like it? Was it low carb? Was it high fat? Was it whatever? The more details they share and talk about themselves, the more connected they're going to feel to you, whether you talk about yourself or not. And like 80% of the time, they should be talking. So ask them if they have equipment at home, weights, pull-up bar, all of that stuff, because a lot of times that's their hesitation. Like, oh, I have to buy this, plus I have to buy weights, plus I have to buy a ball, plus I have to buy a pull-up bar. So, and a lot of times they don't know what they do or don't need. And so if you just say, oh, 21-day fix, all you need is a light and heavy set of weights, they might be more likely to buy. That might have been their own hesitation. Maybe they thought they needed a whole set of weights, right? So explaining little things like that. And if they have room in their house, like explain to them how much room they're going to need, because that's also another kind of hesitant. Okay, so after you ask them all of these questions and you get a good idea of a good feel for, where they're at, Make sure you are listening and you refer back to their goals, refer back to their health concerns. So, like this lady that I talked to, she has a lot of health concerns and she hasn't been exercising for a long time. And I messaged her a long time ago and she gave me this message. I swear it would have been 4 pages long. It was forever. And I read through it all, but it was a few months ago. And so when I got her on the phone, even though I kind of knew her health concerns, I had her tell me all of them. So one, I was 100% sure about what she had told me before and really what was concerning her. Because maybe it wasn't her health issues that was concerning her. For her, it was actually starting. It was starting and failing that was concerning her. So you need to make sure that you figure out, you've got to dig deep. Sometimes it's hard. Some people are hard to read. This lady, we just kind of clicked. And so that was really nice, but it doesn't always happen. So it's not always going to go perfectly. But always refer back to their goals and always refer back to their health and concerns, because if they know that you're listening, again, they're going to connect more with you and they are going to build that trust. So that definitely helps. And then, so that was number 2 is listen. Number 3 is dig deep. You've got to connect with them on an emotional side somehow. So you kind of have to pull at their heartstrings a little bit, right? You need to find out their why. Why do they want to do this? And we talk about this a lot, but I also feel like it's very overlooked because almost everybody just wants to lose weight. But why do they want to lose weight? Keep asking that why question. Great, you want to lose weight. You want to lose 20 pounds. Why? For your kids, why? Oh, so that you can push them in the swing and give them an underdog. So you can chase them around and play tag so you can make memories. Okay, got it. Right? So if you dig deep and keep asking why, then you can, when they're hesitant, you can say, next summer, you're going to be able to play tag at the park with your kids, and you're going to be able to run around, and you're going to be able to tag them, and you will keep up with them, and you can have races, and they're going to think you're the coolest mom ever because you can totally race them and possibly beat them if you know, because that's kind of a cool mom, right, who can run fast. So if you make that emotional connection, that hits, like in my personal training career, that hits a lot of moms really hard. For those moms who have been out of shape and then, I don't know everybody's story, and then getting back in shape and realizing the life that you are missing out on with your kids, your activity and all of that stuff, it hits hard, really hard, because that's the last thing you want your kids to remember is you being too tired to push them in the swing or being too tired to play with them, right? So energy is a huge thing that will really, really connect with them. So just make sure you really connect with that why and bring it up over and over and over again. And then number 4 is make connections. So you want to make connections and you want to kind of tell them a little bit about your story. So again, this phone call isn't about you, but if you can make some sort of a connection with them, like, I know how you feel. When I had my 3rd baby, I had a C-section. I couldn't push my kids in the swing. And oh my gosh, that was the hardest thing for me. Like, because I wanted to just push them in the swing, whatever it is. That was a very lame example, but you know what I mean? Like, really try to make that connection with them, and use the feel, felt, found, so that they know that you are coming from a place, a real place too, that you haven't always been this coach that's amazing and perfect and, you know, always eats perfectly 100%, and you have struggles there too. So the more real you can be, the better. And I have found, like, when I message people, just to kind of break the ice, I always, not always, but a lot of times I will be like, oh, I totally spaced that. Sorry. Like, and not like a ditzy, but just like, I'm normal too, and I'm busy too, and I've got stuff too, and I get it. Like, you know, when they, don't answer a question, I follow up with them and they're like, sorry, I've been busy. I'm like, oh, no worries. I totally understand. Life's busy. I hope everything's okay. Like, just nonchalant, don't give it a ton of energy, and then just keep moving forward. So that always really, really helps. Okay, and then number 5 is offer a solution. So even if through the messages you offered a solution and you said, oh my gosh, I think you should do this program, blah, 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 whatever, and they still aren't quite ready to jump off the fence, offer a solution on the phone and tell them why. Tell them all the reasons why you think that this would be good. And so this connects back with their goals, their health issues. If they have a hard time eating, this connects with their why, and their kids, showing them that they're going to be a good example, right? So you always want to go back to that number 1 and just keep reconnecting, because every time you connect, it's really going to grab at their heartstrings. And that's where we make the connection, is through that emotion is where we make the connection. So I think this is the part that Breezy and I talked the most about was, when I was asking this lady, her name's Jessica, when I was asking her, about her health issues and all of that stuff, and I said, she was just really worried. She's got like a vitamin D deficiency, so her energy is horrible. She hasn't been working out for a really long time. She's afraid to start. She doesn't know how her body's going to react. Like, it's just a lot of unknown for her. And so I told her, I said, if you are afraid to start, let's start with 3 days a week. You know your body, you know your goals. Let's start with 3 days a week and see how that goes. She was like, oh, that's great. Because I've seen on your post that you work out 6 days a week, and I thought I would have to do that. I'm like, no. We customize these to you, and we customize these to how your body is going to adapt. I'm like, if you do 6 days a week, you're probably going to be broken for another week. What's the point? There's no point in that. So let's do 3 days a week, every other day. See how your body adjusts to that. Do what you can, modify when you need to, listen to your body, and connect with me. Let me know how those workouts are going. And she was like, oh my gosh, like she felt so relieved. And she was like, okay, yeah. And so I was explaining to her the 21-day fix, because I feel like that's a very basic program. I told her she would need light weights, all of that stuff. And I said, there are 7 workouts every week. And so whatever days you take off, that's fine. And cardio is not a big thing for her. That really wears her out. That's one of her issues. And I said, so let's cut out the cardio days. Let's do an upper body day. Let's do a lower body day. We can do the yoga and the Pilates day. How does that sound? So you always want to ask them and almost get their permission when you're like guiding this. Because if you say, how does that sound? Or what do you think? And get their permission, then it's almost like, yeah, okay, let's keep moving forward. But if they seem hesitant at that, you know that there's a question there. And so that's a good time to say, well, do you have any questions? Or, what, I feel a little hesitation in your voice. Is there anything that concerns you? So again, always going back to them. This isn't just your time to talk. It's your time to help guide them, get their permission to move forward, and then keep continuing on, if that makes sense. So she was concerned about the cardio, and I said, well, let's just do Pilates and yoga. I said, you know what, there's a workout that's called Dirty 30, and I feel like it might be a little too strenuous for you right now. I said, that's something that we can move into and add on in the future, but for right now, let's just do these 4 things. And she wanted to take Sunday off, which is usually a yoga day, right? And I said, that's fine. Let's swap Dirty 30 and yoga. We're going to do yoga on Saturday. That's perfectly fine. And so just remember that all of these programs are flexible to your people. They don't have to follow these programs 100% the way they are. Just get them started. That is honestly, that's the bottom line, just to get them started and let them see success. Once they start seeing success, whether it's in a meal plan or finishing a workout or maybe not modifying one time, then if you don't modify one time, that's a huge success. And let her shout it from the rooftops. Keep checking in with them though, and let them know, that you're still there for them and that they can connect with you and let you know where they're at. Because she did message me and she's like, oh my gosh, I did total body cardio. She's like, I had to lay down and take a nap and I had a headache the whole day. She's like, I think that's a little much for me. And that was after a couple weeks. I'm like, fine. Now we know. So that's not going to be the workout for you. Not quite yet. You're not quite ready, but at least you kind of tested those waters. So we know it didn't put her totally down, but she had a headache, right? So we know that that's pushing a little too much, either that or she didn't modify enough. And she used to work out a lot before she got diagnosed with this. So anyway, listening to your body, but always let them know that there's different options. So another thing that I said towards the end of the call was, I really, really like 21 Day Fix. It's a very basic program. And I know that we've altered a few things for you. And I really think this will work, but if it isn't working, please let me know. It's not an all or nothing. So if 21 Day Fix doesn't work for you, we have 5,000 other workouts that might. So let's steer you down a different road and see what else is going to work. It's not a one size fits all, right? So 21 Day Fix is an amazing workout. Shift Shop is an amazing workout. PiYo is an amazing workout. But not each of those programs are going to be perfect for everybody. And so you just have to steer them, let them try something. If that doesn't work, then take them down a different road. And that's totally okay. Even in the middle of a challenge group, it's totally okay. Don't feel like they have to finish that program. Just get them started, let them feel successful. And that is going to be the biggest win, so that they will stick around, so that they will continue on their health and fitness journey, so that they will reach their goals, so that they can push their kids in the swing. And if you go back to those initial whys, then you're really going to be able to connect with them, not only on a challenger level and a coach level, but also as a friend. And they're going to look up to you as a mentor. And so when they really are struggling, they'll know that they can reach out to you. I don't know about you guys, but I've had several people, they just drop off like flies, and you're like, what happened? I haven't heard from you forever. And that's tough. So for me, I almost take that as, okay, well, obviously I didn't build that relationship good enough so that when they were struggling, they knew that they could reach out. They just figured it was better to keep quiet and be like, I'm just going to hide under this rock, right? And a lot of times it takes time for them to realize and come back out from hiding, or it takes time for me to realize that they were hiding, right? Especially if they're a challenger from a few months ago. But we always need to try to keep that communication telephone pole open, so that people can know that they can reach out to us, that we are there to listen, so that we can help guide them through those. So anyway, that is all I have, Breezy. I don't see you. Are there any questions or any comments that anybody wants to mention or say or chip in, or any helpful tips that you guys have to add to that? I would love to hear.
That was amazing. So just a few of you hopped on late from, I know from my team at least, Erin is a personal trainer. And so she has a lot of background in this. And so that's kind of where this all stemmed from. That was awesome though.
Thank you. Did I hit all the points that you wanted me to hit?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I think the biggest thing is that connection like you talked about, and then helping them have those little wins. Because I know for me, I feel like I have so many people that just like disappear, and I'm like, what happened? And really what happened is I wasn't communicating with them, and they were getting frustrated. So
yeah,
I think that it's just huge to do that. So does anybody have any questions for Erin before we hop off?
Well, I hope that was helpful. I do want to just say one more time, a lot of people really have that all or nothing mindset. And that is really, really hard for the fitness journey, right? I think we all know as coaches, it's not all or nothing. Like even when it gets hard, you still keep going, even if it's a 20-minute workout, or even if you just drink your shake for that day, that's still a little win. And so I think if we help our challengers count those little wins, and, just something that's relatable, not, I don't know about you guys, but in our challenge group, we do a scale of 1 to 5 on our nutrition and our exercise and our water and our shakes. And if you as a coach is getting a 5 on everything across the board every single day, and you're perfect and you're amazing and you don't have any struggles, that's not relatable, right? And so if you explain in the group and tell them about all of those things, that, what, that Halloween candy got me this weekend, and I struggled and I had way too much chocolate, but I'm getting back on track, and I'm not starting over. I'm going to continue. And I think that's the mindset. We have to stop and start over. And that's what we need to get rid of. It's not all or nothing. Let's not stop and start over. Let's just keep going.
I love that. Yeah. Helping them build that lifestyle from the beginning. I love it. All right. Okay. Thank you, Erin. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, you guys. Thanks for letting me hop on and bombard your team call.
Yes, absolutely. Anytime.
Yes. Okay, well, I've got this recorded, so I will post it in my team page, and I'll upload it to my YouTube channel. Breezy, I don't know if you want to post it.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to send me or Ashley the link, that'd be great.
For sure.
Okay, thank you. Good night, guys.
Won't be till tomorrow.
That's fine.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Okay, thanks, you guys.